we go. Just waiting for it to switch. Took a little longer than normal, but what's going on, guys? This is the sixth, seventh episode? I don't even have that in front of me right now. So hey, super pro. But we got a guest today. My buddy Nightcrawler. We used to do the Smash Bros cast together. He's been playing a lot of Super Mario Maker, probably more than I have. What's up, Crawler?
How's it going?
It's going
yeah, I've been playing a lot. I think it's today 10. I could almost turn on my Switch and see what my hours are at.
Oh.
I'm kind of scared to, but I think today's 10 days, right?
Yeah, it's I think we're right about there. That's true. That's true. So, guys, a couple things we're going to chat about today. We're going to talk about, now I took a week off because I just wanted to spend some more time with the game. And I got it, obviously got it at launch. Got a couple fun stories to share about that. But wanted to just kind of jump into the game. We jumped in. I've got basically my review in progress we're going to talk about. We're also going to talk about something that I'm doing on my YouTube channel for you guys so we can feature your levels. I've played some crazy levels from Matt Makes Games, the creator of Celeste. We're going to talk about that. And I've also been using my Hori D-pad for playing on the go. And if you have a Fred Meyer near you, yeah.
Well, no, Amazon and GameStop, I think $15. They're on sale.
So
yeah.
if you have a Fred Meyer near you, they're $10. They're $9.95. So I saw them in there, and you can get the actual Mario one. I have the Zelda one, and I believe there's a Pikachu one, but I was able to find the Mario one. So we're going to talk about that as well.
The Pikachu one's harder to find now.
Probably, yeah. That could be the case. So, first things first. We're going to talk about kind of my review of this game. Get some thoughts from Crawler on this thing. The story mode, I think, is a highlight. I think it is really something worth noting in this game. It's great addition, 120 levels made by Nintendo, fun, some challenging, most of them very well designed. And the biggest takeaway I got from the story mode is that if you are thinking about creating your own levels and you're nervous about it, play the story mode and use it for inspiration. We've talked about it on here before, about the use of themes. And what's been super cool is I've had so many people tweeting at me or telling me in the Discord or talking to me in my Twitch chat or commenting on YouTube videos that, hey, using a theme has helped me when I go to create levels. It's been one of the biggest game changers for a lot of people. And so I think somebody even recently just used just a Goomba, right? Did I see that like in the Discord or something?
I think somebody was talking about that.
Yeah, like Goombas were their main theme. Like it could be whatever you want it to be. Just pick a theme and start building off of that. And I think it's really cool. So story mode has been great. What did you think of story mode?
I loved it. I got through it. I think that first Friday and Saturday I was done. I built the castle and I thought, I'm done. And then there was more levels to do, and I did all the numbered levels. And then I thought I was 100% done, but then I realized I had to go and just do a small search just to make sure I was complete, because the pages looked kind of off. And I think there are 3 levels from each of the special characters that you encounter. So the eraser, the block, the frog, the pigeon, all that kind of stuff. So there's lots of levels to go find, and then you get your final level from Peach after you finish building stuff with Chief. So
right.
that one was a fun one to do as well. But yeah, so once you get that, the game will definitely tell you when you are done with levels, because it'll pop up and say no additional jobs. Mario has completed everything or something like that. So
yeah, but
it's really satisfying to, especially the coin grind. Like, it is a coin grind at the end to build something, but I think the aesthetics of that, just having it there in your story, is super rewarding. Just it's really cool what they came up with to put there in the overworld.
There's 2 things I want to point out about this thing, and so I don't know, can we really spoil stuff? I mean, it's Mario Maker 2. It's not like there's major story stuff going on, but if you've seen like the like, I have the little figurine, the little 4-inch Nintendo of America, and Mario's got his hammer in it, right? And what I love about this hammer is, to me, I don't know, I assume it's a callback to Donkey Kong, right? Back to the OG days of Mario on the construction site, because that's what he was. He was a carpenter when he started. He wasn't a plumber. and Donkey Kong had kidnapped Pauline, and they were on a construction site, and so that's a super cool throwback. The other thing that I love seeing is he's in red overalls, which is what he wore in the original Super Mario Brothers game, with the brown shirt instead of the blue and red that we often see now. And so I love that his construction outfit is the red with the yellow. I think that's a little bit of a throwback too, and so I love seeing that. And so there's some really just the cool throwback stuff. That thing that you're talking about where you use the coins to like build this thing, it is really neat. It is really neat. And so I recommend, what we say, levels 55 and 70 are the levels to grind coins. Once you learn the pattern, you can get 80 coins on level 70 per run.
Yeah, if you know the icicle level pretty well and can do the long jumps well, yeah, you can get 80 coins in like 20 seconds. It's like super quick.
Yeah.
The go-kart level takes a little bit longer, but I think you get like 150 or 180 coins if you know where the big 50 coin is. So that can be, it just depends on what your comfort level is with each of those two levels and what you want to do. So, but they're easy enough to get, and you don't get the bonuses after you complete the job. The job the first time, that bonus is a one-time thing.
From chat, MLP is saying he got 200 per run on the last Bowser level. So there you go. I mean, there's a number of ways you can grind it out. I just did that level 70 over and over again because it was quick. I was waiting for the fireworks to start. I was playing in handheld, and we knocked it out. We did it on stream quite a bit too, and I was like, we got to get through this. Like, I want to start playing viewer levels and doing some expert runs and things like that. So that I'm completely finished with now. So the next thing is building stages, and I've only spent a little bit of time. I wanted to test to see if some of the guides I had made were correct in this game, and I did have to make some modifications. So if you head on over to n64josh.com and look at some of the Mario Maker guides, they are updated with what still works in Maker 2. That or if it doesn't work, I made sure to go through and update, because I was just trying to be proactive, is getting like, hey, if you have this game already and you want to start practicing some of like the shell jumps, things like that, some of the stuff I've yet to pull off, and so I have it updated right now so that it's accurate. You're not trying to do things that won't work.
Sorry.
Sounds like somebody's moving a table in his basement right now. So sorry about that noise. Sorry about that. But as far as building stages goes, like, I was actually pretty nervous about building with the controller. I was like, oh man, is this gonna be like not that fun after using the stylus? And I actually don't mind it at all. I actually found that it didn't bother me to use the controller and be able to just set the ground and set the different pieces. It felt pretty smooth. And the thing I like the most about it is the fact that there's so many hotkeys where you can just bounce between, like, you hit Y to open up this menu and hit X to do this, and everything seems like they utilized almost every button, the D-pad, the D-pad, things like that. Chat is saying, I expect this kind of stuff from the NPC, but not here. So we are doing this live on Twitch. This is the first time we've done the Mario Maker podcast live on Twitch. So, we're doing it live.
So it's good to hear that you like I have not played around with the controller. I've done just a little bit, but I started a level and I haven't gone back to it yet. And I bought a stylus, so I wanted to try it out. And so I was doing it in handheld, and it felt kind of a little clunky, I think mainly because of the screen and some of the other stuff, but it's good to hear that I was accidentally adding spot, like if I was doing a drag and doing multiple tiles, I would not be able to stop on a dime like I wanted to or anything like that. I feel like you could on the Wii U, just mainly because that touchpad and that stylus were kind of built for each other, and they were really, the game was almost built around that gamepad as well. So but it's good to hear that the controller works, and it sounds like maybe almost works a little bit better if you get used to it.
I wouldn't say that it's better than doing it on the Wii U, but I would say it's probably, from the little bit of time I've spent with the game in handheld, And just hearing people talk about how, like, you know, if you try to use your finger, it's going to block a lot of the screen. You know, the stylus is obviously bigger and not like the tiny little stylus on the Wii U, things like that. And so, chat right now is saying my biggest problem with the controller building is the Pro Controller D-pad, which most of you guys know I modified mine so that I didn't have I don't have any issues with it. But if you're playing just with the grip or whatever, it makes it a little more difficult to jump in and test your levels if you're playing with the analog stick and not the D-pad. But
have you tested your Xeno or Smash Bros. Pro Controller compared to your modified one?
I have not yet. No, I haven't. I need to do that because we talked about it on the Nintendo Powercast, and Eric was saying he wasn't really having any issues with his D-pad on Maker, but I don't know that he's been creating much, just playing. So
I've been using my original when I have it. So like I need to just pull out my Xenoblade one and try that, because I've been mainly using my 8-bit do when I play. So I'll definitely have to try out, see if that improved quote unquote D-pad on the newer models of the Pro Controller is better.
Yeah, it's I need to test it as well. So haven't gotten to it yet, but so I'm okay with building the stages with the controller. I think it's cool. I'm not hating it like I thought. I was a little, and especially after hearing like Game Explain talk about it, they kind of said they didn't love it. But I think for me, I built very few stages between the DS and the Wii U, the 3DS and the Wii U, that it wasn't like it was something that I was so used to that then switching was like a bigger deal. It wasn't that big a deal for me. So multiplayer, every game that I played has been a little bit laggy. I can't wait for the update to play with friends. You know, that seems like a weird misstep right off the bat, like we've talked about before. But the multiplayer also seemed entertaining. I was like, oh, this is kind of fun, albeit laggy. That was the biggest thing. So
have you excuse me, tried co-op or versus or both, or what have you gravitated more towards?
I think I jumped into versus.
Yeah, and I've done like
through levels,
4 or 5 of them maybe, and some of them have been really bad. I think one was super dependent on, I mean, I think it's obviously peer-to-peer connection. They're saving their server space, I think, for our levels, so we aren't working off that for any kind of networking connection. But when one guy finally gave up, I think, and quit, I had been in a reanimation from a death for a whole I have a clip, and I die in the clip, and I have not respawned in the whole 30-second clip in that time frame. So it was just lagging and clipping that bad, and then it cleaned up as soon as that person gave up and quit. So I think it's really dependent on people's connections and where you're at. So hopefully when we do get that update with Play With Your Friends, we all have fairly stable connections, I think, that we're playing with in Discord. So hopefully to each other, it'll be a clean experience.
Yeah, it's what's strange about it. The game doesn't seem like it's like really graphically intense, and so I just wonder what's going on to make it so laggy. But because it seems like this is a universal problem. It doesn't seem like some people are like, oh, I may have seen like one person say I haven't had any issues, but I don't even know if that's the case. For the most part, I see a lot of people saying like it's pretty much just
yeah. And I wasn't even on a Wii Mario Bros. U or 3D World level. I was on a Mario 3 level when I had that really bad lag. So it's not graphically intense. It's just, I think it's networkly intense, where it's having to communicate where 4 separate people are in that level, and even if they're off where they are on screen, like it's still tracking them and having to understand where 4 different independent people are playing the game.
Yeah. So it should improve. Patrick Murphy in chat says smash Wi-Fi all over with tears. So, the last like kind of just closing thoughts on Maker. I mean, you got something for everybody. Whether you've got content for days, right? So you just enjoy playing levels. You've got easy, normal, expert, super expert. You could do that forever. Like forever, depending on your skill level, right? But the easier ones, normal ones, you're going to have levels literally for days. You can then create levels too. So it's like after you do this story mode, which took a decent amount of time, which I thought was, stellar content. I thought, like I said, I really enjoyed it. You could then just jump into user levels. Some are going to be good, some are going to be bad. But you can then play and create your own levels. And I think there's really a kind of a cool sense of community that's happening with people making levels and trying each other's levels. And like, one of the things that I think is important, like if we really want to take like the creating levels to the next level, that was kind of a weird sentence, but a lot of it would be like playtesting each other's levels, right? So where it's because as the builder of the level, how you plan on things going, and what was interesting is in the story mode, I beat a level where I had to use Yoshi, to get a block,
the heavy block,
right? I beat it one way. I almost beat it a different way, where I threw the block up on top and then jumped up and grabbed it, but I didn't make the jump all the way, although I could have if I tried again. And then
I did it a separate way than what you were, the two ways you were talking about.
Yeah, you did it a totally different way too. And it
was all just that last part of the puzzle. It wasn't even like different parts of the level. It was at the final thing. So there's 3 separate ways to attack just one of the problems of that level, which is pretty insane.
Correct. And so when it comes to your own levels, if you want somebody to play test it, chat is asking, wait, can you send it up as a test? No, you can't. But you would save, upload, have some people play it, get a little bit of feedback, then take it back to the drawing board, maybe delete that one.
So that has already actually happened in Discord. Rock Redford put up a level that had a thwomp coming down that he didn't have protection stopping you from jumping after the thwomp cleared. And so a few people in Discord chat pointed that out. He was made aware of it. He went back in, edited his level, and reposted it. And I actually played through it last weekend, I think, or middle of the week this week. And he's already uploaded the more updated version of it without the cheese. So it's there, and it's happening when we're all kind of critiquing each other's levels even in the Discord here.
I love it. So there's a way that you can, it would be nice if it was like, if maybe a future update where it's like you have your own testers, to where you could send it to 3 or 4 people and they could check it out for you, give you some feedback, make your changes, or even leave some notes for you, like things like that. But who knows? I have a feeling this game's going to be supported for a very long time. We're going to, and I think as the community grows, as we talk about these things, maybe some of this stuff gets implemented. Like we really don't know. So,
well, and going back to the whole something for everyone, like especially the player side, if you want to play something in particular, I believe, I know there's different tags of different levels. I believe you can also filter by the art style. So you can play just the game type that you like. If you like Super Mario World or something like that more so than anything else, I think you can filter stuff out like that. But you can also find auto scroll levels or auto complete levels, like the ones that just spring and bounce you all the way across. Those are sometimes fun. I've seen YouTube videos up with like people recreating music with using the music blocks, which that blows my mind how they do that, because it's an enemy and it's where the music block is placed height wise in the level that determines the note, and it's insane. But then like speed running and all sorts of stuff. So if you have something that you gravitate towards, that you find that you like, that you want to just continue doing that, there are tags and search tools in this game that allow you to do it. And I'm pretty sure we probably have more levels uploaded already in 10 days than probably the lifetime of the Wii U, right?
More than likely.
We got to.
Yeah, I would imagine that'd be the case. And the thing that's cool too is, speaking of these tags, there's one like I jumped into like expert, right? And so I may die a lot in expert. I'm fine with that. I love the challenge of like figuring out a section, moving to the next section, figuring out a section, moving to the next section, right? Like I love that aspect of it. The thing that's really cool though, the one level that I recently stumbled upon is it said speed run for a tag, and it also said short and sweet. And so I liked that tag in particular because it's like, okay, obviously there's some parts that are like really difficult, But once I get through it, maybe it's just it should be a relatively quick level if it's tagged appropriately. And so that's kind of, for me, it was just like a little bit of a mental thing. It's like, okay, if I get through this, and this, it's probably going to be the end, right? And then I think
you as a creator can add tags, but I think only if you finish a level, you can add a tag. I don't know how that, if it has to go through an approval process of the creator or something, but I've seen, I haven't tried to do it, but I have seen on levels that I've completed the option to go in and tag something with it. So you can, that might be something, I don't know what the approval process is for that, if it has to go through the creator to be approved, or not. But there are community potentially tagged levels as well.
And I haven't tried that either, so we'll have to look into that and get back to you guys on that one next week. It's so Patrick Murphy in chat saying you see the great Deku Tree from Ocarina of Time. He loves it. So I did see videos of it. I didn't get a chance to play it yet, but I did see it, and I just love the way some of the way they're creating, like, just I saw somebody. There's a game called Downwell, I think it's what it's called, and I saw. I think it was somebody tagged me in a YouTube video on Twitter, and they recreated that level. It's a roguelike game where you just keep falling down, and you take enemies out as you go, and you try to get to the bottom. I guess that's, I've never even heard of it until yesterday, but they made an easy mode and a hard mode in their level, and it's all by turning on or off your blue or red blocks. If you hit the blocks, if you hit the blue blocks, it pretty much hides all of the spikes, but it doesn't let you complete the level. You get to the bottom and the pipe is blocked by those blocks also, so you have to start over and then do it on
it's kind of learn the course and then do the course.
Yeah, so that's you can learn the muscle memory of the course in easy mode, get all the way to the bottom, and then start it over again. And it's the way it's designed, because that level or that game Downwell, it's about reaching the bottom, but it's also about setting the high score. And so you're encouraged to, like, use the leaf in Mario 3 and take out enemies, slow your pace as you're falling, things like that. But you can play it multiple ways. You could skip the leaf altogether and fall as fast as you want and just try to speedrun it if you want, right? So there's a variety of ways to play this, and I love that creativity. Like, I love seeing just what the community's coming up with. So overall, if I was going to give Mario Maker a score, it'd be a 9 out of 10. Like, I'm very impressed with it. It's going to be hours and hours of gameplay for me. The multiplayer and the online stuff's going to be a work in progress. I have no doubt about that. But it was kind of icing on the cake anyway. We weren't really expecting it, and it was just kind of an added bonus. And I'm excited for the future of this game. I'm excited to see where the community is at. I'm excited to see like Twitter kind of erupting. Twitch has been upwards of like 60,000 people watching this game. It just kind of depending on the time and who's streaming. It's exciting. It's really exciting. And so I really hope Nintendo just really, really supports this game and keeps it going into the future.
I don't know if you've touched on this at all yet. What are your thoughts on 100 Mario being gone and Endless replacing that?
I don't love it as much. I think the 100 Mario challenge was really, it was just, that was like the sweet spot, I thought, where it just gave you the opportunity to get through more levels. If you struggled with one where it took 30 lives or something, and you don't get, I feel
like you're encouraged more to skip now, and it's not as fun where you can puzzle solve something. Yeah, because you only have 15 lives in expert.
Yeah, and 30 in super, right?
30 in super.
And so that's that. And again, maybe hopefully the community can make its voice heard, and that should be a simple change. It should.
And I also feel like you're less likely to see like just the gratuitous one-ups to get the 3 extra lives in expert and super expert to add to your total. So you kind of just are stuck with kind of just a diminishing 15 or 30 lives that you get fewer opportunities to add lives to that counter.
Yeah. And I can understand the reason for the change if they're going for the largest percent of completion, right? But maybe make a separate game mode that is still the 100 Mario, that is the exact game mode that was in the first game. Just bring that over as well and give just more options. Don't take Endless away and replace it. Just add 100 Mario challenge to it. I think would be a good option. And it's another leaderboard they could have, because you could say I beat expert in X amount of lives, or things like that. It's just it would just add to the overall community aspect of everything too. So hopefully they can make that kind of change. So we'll just have to see. But next up here, we're going to talk about our featured creators. Okay, so one of the things I want to do is I want to start featuring you guys, and Nintendo's already been doing this. We were just checking out Twitter. You can see that you can see one of their recent tweets. I'll have a link to it in the show notes here, which is n64josh.com/SMMP6. That's the episode we're on, and you can check out the tweet. It's got some of Matt Makes Games levels, which we're going to talk about after this section here. But what I want to do is the days that I do viewer levels. Okay, so I want to feature your guys' levels on my YouTube channel and on my Twitch channel. Okay, so twitch.tv/n64josh Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. That's when I'm going to do viewer levels. Okay, and so what's going to happen is we have in the Discord, we have a list, and I'm going to start pulling from that list. Depending on how big it gets, I might start pulling randomly, because I think it's growing pretty quickly.
I think that's gonna be the best, because Pudding has added a profile thing, so it can save to your profile, I think, courses that you played. So hopefully you won't get repeats, but that might be something to confirm with him. Yeah. But I know he's been working hard on the bot. So if you guys have a level, make sure you upload it to the Discord. There's instructions. I made a bot room last night so that we can discuss Mario Maker in one room and have kind of the bots and people requesting levels in a separate room. But go add your levels there, and then that's going to be the easiest way for hopefully Josh, when he's playing on stream, to pull levels, so he doesn't have to pull up the Google Doc.
And Pudding says, I can confirm that you can pull a random level that you've never played before. So there you go. And I got to give a huge shout out to Pudding and Colt. These are both mods in my Twitch, in the Discord. These guys have built not only a bot for my Twitch channel, but also a bot for the Discord, so that we can all very easily play each other's levels. Like, they are saving us a lot of time. And so I want to give a huge shout out to those guys. Maybe we could throw some hype in the chat right now for Pudding and just all the work he's been putting in. These guys have been working like tirelessly, like just going, like, I see, like, right now there's almost 50 messages in our little private DM talking about this stuff. Like, they are working their faces clean off, and it's for us as a community. And so he says he went to bed at 1 a.m.
He's waiting on that API.
Yeah, he said he went to bed at 1 a.m. twice last week. So he's been putting in the work, and so it's greatly appreciated, guys. So thank you so much for that. But back to the featured creator. What's going to happen? I'm going to do like a half-hour section where I just play your guys' levels. That will get recorded, put up on my YouTube channel. The codes will be there so that people can check out your levels. And I want to encourage everybody to really put out some quality levels that are fun, challenging, themed, all that kind of stuff. Like, I mean, who knows? Like Patrick Murphy said earlier in the chat, like, did you see the Deku tree level? Like, yeah, that thing was sweet. Maybe we get to the point where, like, somebody makes something that's super cool. It gets thrown up on Reddit or things like that, where it kind of blows up. I want to create those opportunities for you guys to get your levels out there. And so hopefully as a community we'll be able to do that. And so the best thing to do, head on over to n64josh.com/Discord. Get in the Discord, get into the Maker section, the Maker bot section, and get your levels uploaded, because we want to just get everybody involved. So it'd be a good time. So next up, we're gonna jump on over to talking about Matt Makes Games, his Super Mario Maker 2 levels. All right, if you're just listening, what you got to hear was Luigi shooting Mario with a fireball. That's what took place. If you're watching this, of course, you got to see Mario get taken out right there. But so this last week, one of the things I did do on stream is I played through 5 of Matt Makes Games Super Mario Maker 2 levels. Now he has a co-op level also, which I didn't play because I was just playing by myself on stream. If you don't know who Matt Makes Games is, he is the creator of Celeste, which is on the Switch. It was up for Game of the Year last year, from the Game Awards. Like, it's an amazing game. Definitely
Towerfall as well.
And Towerfall also, yeah. So, and he made some levels that were challenging and incredibly fun. And
puzzles.
There's good puzzles. If you want to see my playthroughs, some of the levels took me about a half hour. I think the longest one took me a half hour. I'll have all 5 of them up on my YouTube channel by the today. I have 2 of them up there right now. YouTube.com/N64Josh. So I had some people jump into the videos and then they're like, wait a minute, I don't want to see how you beat this. I'll be back. So they went to go play the levels themselves. And so what I'd recommend, check out his levels. Okay. Check them out, play through them, and then go watch my play and see if you beat everything the same way I did, because I have a feeling, especially like the Piranha Plant level, I think there's going to be maybe a couple different ways that people beat it. So
I need to go back and do that one. I need to go back and do the Stiletto one, and then I've done Bonsai, the Bullet Bill Bonsai or whatever, and then Starlight Shells, which I think that one was my favorite so far.
Gotcha.
Those are the 2 I've completed. I need to go back and do whatever the remaining ones are, but I've been busy playing Discord levels, so I do need to take some time and go play those. But the 2 that I've played have been fantastic.
Yeah. They all of them were a lot of fun. My favorite one was probably one where you're doing there's a completion. Oh, what's the term? Just slipped my mind.
Completion require condition or something like that.
Yeah. Where you can't touch the ground. Right. So you have to, you jump and you get a. Oh
yeah, that's Starlight Shells.
Yeah. Right. And so
it's the low gravity one. It's crazy fun.
Yeah. Just trying to figure out exactly how the puzzle was going down, and like I had figured out the last section, but I was actually kind of doing it in reverse, and then only because I didn't understand how a mechanic worked, and then once we got that figured out, it was
did you I powered through I didn't hit the POW blocks. Did you hit the POW blocks?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't. I guess I kind of cheesed it. I don't know. I wore it as a shelmet, and I was able to bounce through the chomper and push him up and sneak under. The video's up on my Twitter if you want to see how I did it. But
yeah, like that would totally work too.
But yeah, I was, because he has little section, like a little bracket, kind of show you where to throw the shells and when to throw the shells, kind of thing. And so I know that I was supposed to throw the shell that I ended up wearing as a shelmet at the POW blocks to kill the chomper. Yeah. But I never could quite, and that's what the music blocks are there for as well, but I couldn't figure out quite how to stop it, push it down, and catch it again, all without touching the ground again. So, because the music blocks count as touching the ground. So you got to jump off the enemy.
Correct. Yeah. So what you have to do is you just have to time it and then hold down on the D-pad once you get above the shell, hit it down into the music block, catch it, bounce off the mole, spin, and then turn around, shoot into the POW blocks, then jump off the mole and the plant's
So I in essence kind of cheesed it, but it was just a different way to finish it, because it is possible, because I've played plenty of levels that have conditioned me to know that you can push chompers up with a shelmet on. So I took my final bounce off the last mole. It was hard timing it correctly to get enough power.
Wait, you lifted the thing off you didn't just phase through it and lose the shelmet?
No, I pushed it up. I finished it wearing my shelmet. Yeah, it's on my Twitter.
So I wonder if that would work if you could just phase through the thing, or if it would count as touching the ground if you touch it.
So I ended up trying just to take the hit with it, and my momentum completely died, so it didn't work.
Interesting that you raised the thing off the ground with the shelmet. That's cool. And see, that's the kind of stuff I'm loving the fact that, like, again, you know, life will find a way. You figure out another way around the level, which I think is really cool. So.
And I know when I finished that level, it was like a 1.36 completion rate on that.
Yeah,
on
same.
That
It was super low.
Super challenging.
It was super low. But once I started, I'm like, I can't. I'm not walking away from this.
And I was so close because you could see the thing, and it's just that final section. Because once you get the first like 3 jumps, it's not hard, but it's that final sequence of 2 jumps. Of either catching or wearing the shell, and then finishing getting through the chomper is kind of that. It's what makes that level, because once you understand the basic mechanics of it, the first little bit is not that hard.
Yeah. Okay. The other thing about featured creators, guys, Nintendo is also featuring some creators. Make sure you're following them on Twitter. I'm sure most of you guys are, but if not, make sure to do that. From what we could find, we did a little bit of searching ahead of time. It looks like just by using the hashtag Super Mario Maker 2 and tweeting out your level with the code and everything, and I think you can do it right from your Switch. There's a chance that you will get featured and maybe put on, like the Nintendo Minute, or maybe they just throw out a tweet that have your levels on it, things like that. Matt Thorson, the guy that made Celeste, he was just featured in a tweet from Nintendo. I'm looking at the tweet right now. It has 404 retweets and almost 3,000 likes. Right. So talk about getting some eyes on your level. Just make sure you're using that hashtag, and who knows?
And they might be pulling as well from the popular list that's generated in game and stuff as well. They could be, because there's definitely levels that have risen kind of to the top that get played a bunch, and like especially I think I watched a YouTube video last night that was the top 5, and of those I think I'd played like 3 or 4 of them already. So those levels that are gravitating towards the top of the list in popularity are definitely being played a lot, and are some well-designed levels.
Very cool. Chat's asking, Brooklyn Otter's asking, has anybody played Grand Pooh Bear's shell jump level? I have seen it. It's on YouTube, guys. I recommend checking it out. If you're looking to practicing your shell jumps, you can download it. And the final shell jump is the double, where you've got to kick one shell up into the air, kick one shell into the wall, jump off of it, catch the shell that was in the air, kick it into the wall, and then complete your jump with it. So pretty tricky stuff, but a good level to have on your Switch if you want to be able to practice some of that. Some of those shell jumps. So it's one that I will definitely be throwing onto mine. So, yeah, really good stuff from Grand Pooh Bear. And I don't know if I mentioned it on this show or if I mentioned it on my other show, but there's a few people you really want to be following and checking out their content. The Dragon Feeny, she's doing great Mario Maker stuff. She's been doing it for a very long time. You've got Grand Pooh Bear. There's also the Warp World podcast that I recommend you check out as well. There is you've got I want to make sure I say it right, Abdallah, not Abdullah. I always mess it up. Abdallah's doing some great stuff as well. And so and I even saw Yellow Killer Bee, who was in one of the competitors in the Mario Maker Invitational. She fired up her Twitch again today. So
I just saw the completionist said he was going to take some time off.
Did he?
I don't know if that's just from social media. He tweeted out, but I don't know if he's going to be streaming or anything as well. But I think just it's a lot to take in. I think he was one of the featured players in the Mario Maker Open as well.
Right. And you've also got a good friend of mine, Cliffy. He's also a great Mario Maker streamer. Really fun dude.
He's been making co-op levels.
Really?
I haven't checked him out, but he's been tweeting them out. I think he's made at least 2, maybe a third, but I think they might be mainly based local co-op kind of levels you have to do. Like you have to have somebody with you on your Switch.
I see.
But I'm sure he's making them difficult.
Oh yeah, knowing him for sure. But yeah, all these guys and gals are on Twitch and YouTube and stuff. Highly recommend you guys check them out. So lastly here, we're going to talk about the Hori D-pad. All right, so over the 4th, I wanted to finish up the story mode, grind my coins, and I did that playing handheld with my Satisfy grip and the Hori D-pad Now, something to keep in mind, if you like to play handheld, but you also like to use a grip, the Hori D-pad is just a hair bigger than a standard D-pad. So it actually doesn't sit the best in my Satisfy grip. Like it kind of bends a little bit, and there's a little bit of little gap on the backside of the grip. It's not like a deal breaker. Like it's still very comfortable to play that way, but it is just a little bit snug. I think they're just made a little bit bigger. Like we talked about I believe we were talking about at the beginning of the show. If you are near a Fred Meyer, you can get these things for like $10 right now, and then Amazon's also got them on sale apparently. So I'm saying this is I put a picture up on my Instagram, and I had a lot of people that are like, where did you get that? They thought it was custom made. I was like, no, it's not. Like it's not custom made. This is just a third party company. Hori is making these. The D-pad works slick. You do have it's a little more of a drain on your battery because there's no battery in this thing. You can't use it in a grip or anything like that. It's only handheld. But I was having zero issues doing that grinding that level 70 in the story mode, doing the long jumps, that kind of stuff. Like it was it works very well. And so if you're wanting the traditional D-pad for handheld, I do recommend this. They make a couple different ones. I have the Mario one on right now. I can even show you if you guys are watching live. There it is. It's got some cool like Mario decals. It's a transparent red color. And I also have the Legend of Zelda one, which works well. As they're basically the same things, just different aesthetics. So
I think the battery they've said is better than it was originally. Like the battery drain is it's not as bad now than it was when it first came out. I think they've updated it a little bit.
Yeah. So
through some firmware or something like that.
Yeah. So I mean, again, I wasn't playing for a super long period of time, but just to have that traditional D-pad for me in handheld mode, it still worked in my grip. Was a little snug, but still worked well. So Mr. Addy in chat is saying I'm using it right now and it works great. So there you go. Plus it just looks cool. I love seeing Mario artwork all over the Joy-Con, right? It's just a little different. It makes me wish I had one that matched somehow, like just some, like maybe another red transparent one or something like that. But for the time being, it's just sitting with my Smash Joy-Con on the right side. So there you go. That is going to do it for this episode. Crawler, where can people find you?
You guys can find me hanging out in the Discord. I've been playing through quite a few levels, so I'm the, I guess, resident speedrunner, I guess, in Discord. I make that my goal to try to set world records on your courses. So tag me and I'll try my best. You can also find me on Twitch and Twitter at Nightcrawler724. Had a good long 5-hour stream the other night playing some levels and dying a lot on Mr. Addy's level. So keeping it going there. So you can check me out there.
Cool. Right on. Guys, we do have there's going to be a competition that we're doing with Super Mario Maker. The best place is be in the Discord when we get all the details worked out. Mr. Cool Red Luigi is one of the mods in the Discord, came up with like a rule set, and he's even created a few levels. And so we're going to once we get all the details figured out, I'll probably get a sign up going. Again, stay in the Discord for that. That's going to be the best place. You guys can follow me on Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, YouTube, all the places. It's at N64Josh. Thank you guys so much for listening. Crawler, thanks for taking the time. I appreciate it. This was fun, kind of just impromptu. You can also, Crawler's going to be joining us every other week on the Nintendo Powercast. If you guys want to check out that podcast as well, it's on YouTube, iTunes, all the places. And so that's going to basically do it for this one. We'll see you guys later. Bye now.